Remember that summer is the time you have endless kids to practice on because everyone's out of school. Summertime, it's approaching, right? So often, so many people who talk to me and email me and message me about my ceramic handprint training program go, well, it's summertime, I'm gonna wait till the kids get back in school, right? Like I've heard that now for 6 years. And let me tell you, be the one that decides to start the business in the summertime. Because let me tell you, when you get back to fall, that is when that was probably my most profitable time in my business, was between September and Christmas time. So if you are up and running by September, you are good to go to be making some good money. So I've also found, and I found this to be true like when I was in college way back when, the more busy my schedule was, the more I would get done. And I know that probably sounds a little counterintuitive, but when you have a lot to do, you have to schedule it out. And one of my biggest pieces of advice for running a successful business, no matter what you're doing, or even just running your family, right, is to plan things out and schedule it out. So in the planning of a new business, you have to set time aside to learn, to practice making your creations, to really starting to perfect it. And that means you've got things to figure out. So why not start, even though it's busy and hectic, you at least can be starting to listen to the training videos. You can at least start to let your brain go to creation mode and planning. All right. And when I say planning, I mean, you get yourself a scheduler. I'm still old school. I still like to write things out. So I have a big whiteboard that I plan things out on, and really plan it out. And then keep your schedule. Like, be true to your word and keep what you have going on your schedule. Schedule the kids' time, schedule your practice time, schedule your going to the store to buy your supplies time. All of these things get you in business mind mentality. It gets you going into what you need to do to make your business run successfully, right? You can't just go, I'm going to do that, and then whenever I get to it is when it happens. I spoke about this in another video. You make a decision, you commit to it, and you don't look back. It's the same thing with once you get started. So not just investing in the program, but investing your time into your business is setting up your work schedule. And let me give you another piece of advice. If you've made it this far in the video, you're getting a little bonus piece of advice that I've probably given in my training. When you start your business, and this is a customer-oriented business, right? You're creating these handprints. You have people from all walks of life coming to see you. Set your business hours as you want to do the job. You do your, the time that you have budgeted to work with your customers, and stick to it. When I first started my business, I was doing my appointments at whenever anyone could come over, right? Because I was so wanting anyone and everyone to get a handprint made by me. But what happens is when you start going at the whim of everybody else's schedule, you start to get really frustrated. And I learned over time that the more I could plan and block out blocks of time, the better I was at my business, the better I was as a mother to my children, the better as I was as keeping my house and everything that needed to run smoothly, because I scheduled it. And if you're just at the whim for when anyone could come over for an appointment, you start to get frustrated, and it's just easier for you if you set your business hours, and they're whatever you want, right? Because you're creating your own business. Create your own business hours and then stick to it. Now, I will say I would have a few exceptions. I've done a lot of work for babies who've passed away, or even older children and family members who would want me to come take a handprint. That's a whole other discussion. But there are things that happen that are the exception to the rule. But if you can keep your schedule true to you and what you can do for like 98% of the time, your business will run a lot more smoothly. So summer is coming. Don't let summer be the excuse, because you could be ahead of the game come September if you get the program now and allow the summer to be maybe a little more flexible when you have the time, but you are getting the training. You can rewatch the videos as many times as you want, and then you have me in your head all the time. right? Because I have so many people say, I know you so well because of your videos. Well, if you know me so well from all the videos I've done here, just imagine when you get inside the door to the training program. You get me in your head all the time. So there is the video for this week. Just make sure that you are scheduling your time. And even if you choose not to start a business, start scheduling your time. The way you run your household, the way you run your kids, the way you do everything. You'll find that you'll get a rhythm that works best for you. And so another thing, sometimes we put up so many blocks to summer because I'm just going to be too busy. Remember that summer is the time you have endless kids to practice on because everyone's out of school. You can have a handprint party. You can have, line up kids to be practicing what you need to do to practice getting the good hand and foot impression, and just getting comfortable with working with children and all that entails. This is just a perfect time. So it's kind of like the switching the mentality of I'm too busy to this is the perfect time to get my business going. So make sure you head over to ceramichandprinttraining.com and you can see tons of my blogs. You of course have links to the training program. Just make sure you check it out. I try to answer all of your questions in the countless blogs I've written and of course the vlogs here on my YouTube channel. But just make sure you check it out. Of course, I'm Amy and I am your ceramic handprint training instructor.